Yeah, no, I like logged on the other day and I was at like 120 hours and I was like, I don't think that's right.
Well, I was like, how the fuck did I only make 4 levels in 91 hours in this game? And then I had to sit there and be like, do I have a video game addiction?
Beth,
Should I join Max in his quest?
how would you have put 91 hours into a game between Tuesday and Saturday?
I don't do math. I
That
wasn't gonna sit there and figure it out.
that is almost 4 straight days what you're describing is 4 straight days of playing Oblivion since the game
Like,
came
no
out last
sleep.
Tuesday.
I mean, yeah,
Maybe
I like quit my job and that's all I've been doing.
I was gonna say, I'm not actually sick because I had stress today. No, I'm actually sick because I've done nothing but play Oblivion
Because I
for
put
7 days
91
straight
hours
days.
into Oblivion. Speaking of Oblivion, are we ready to get back into Oblivion?
Yeah. So, yeah, what did happen last time? Do you guys remember?
We went to see
Last time
Order.
we made a lot of friends.
We did make a lot of friends. Ernest made like lifelong friends with an elf. Because they had a mutual friend,
Yeah.
Goopy Teeth Frog, and he got like a crawfish souffle, a boil. He got a crawfish boil and a bowl of creamed corn, which may have resulted in the death of Santa Claus, but that's just lore that we don't really need to cover. So other than that, we went to Order. We got a new Solinator, and also absolutely fucking refused to make Rosier a real boy.
Mhm.
But as a worst case contingency, we're fairly certain we can kill Jan the neighbor because Jan the neighbor is a bad person.
Foolproof plan.
I think so. But we have the calendar changed. We have pretty much all of our forces aligned. We just need to go get Atticus's half soul back and flee the country.
Yeah. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. Don't forget the other half of this is not that you guys have anything to do with it at the moment, but um you're supposed to also be meeting back up with Imelda, ideally Clifford, and the entirety of the co-op who's coming.
Yeah, but they're down in the sewers, right? Like where we're gonna
Yeah,
be to
they're
leave.
yeah, and when you last saw everybody, they were packing and Caster Blaster was guarding the entrance. It's still Caster Cortex, but it's just a losing battle. I was like, I've given up.
Now you know how I feel, Beth. Okay, Brad.
No.
Brad.
Brad is so good.
It's not his name though. Anyway,
It's broad.
It is broad-shouldered,
short
short
businessman
businessman.
in a suit. Yes.
Oh,
Did I ever
Brad. Anyway,
did I ever say on the show why his name is that?
no.
I assumed it's because that's how he looked.
It so I was on vacation with my partner. Why is my volume is not proportionate? Sorry, one sec. My volume, okay, that's more proportionate. So I was at Disney, name drop, with my partner, and we were at like one of those fancy Disney restaurants. And like the wait staff and everyone was in a panic. They were like fluttering around. They were like really nervous. And I realized it was because there was this broad shouldered, short businessman in a suit who was clearly like some executive, right? Like maybe he was a higher up in the restaurant portion of the facilities, but like he was somebody that these people were like up in arms about, right? Like they wanted to make sure they were doing their jobs because broad-shouldered, short businessman in a suit was there. And so literally that night, I wrote the character in my phone, and I was like, I'm just gonna make him the fucking worst because that's all he is. He's literally just a broad-shouldered, short businessman in a suit, and
It was great. He
that's
literally got broken on arrival.
he was literally broken from the minute he was introduced.
The ending of that interaction was him weeping.
So yeah, and that's that's all it is, right? If you're a short businessman in a suit, I don't respect you. I don't care if you have broad shoulders. You're just a guy. You're just a
There's
guy.
there's some like man sitting at home in his suit thinking thinks he's looking nice, and then he listens to this and he's like, "What the hell, man?" So
We
way
have
to go, Max. Thanks for
we,
alienating our
we
audience.
have we have such a small amount of people who are listening, but one of them is a broad-shouldered short businessman in a suit.
For
He's
like 100 years from now, this is gonna get rediscovered. It's gonna get really popular, and we're gonna disappoint a lot of people.
The entire state of Missouri and all short, broad-shouldered business people in suits hate us.
oh, because of
I'm
misery.
as
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were implying that Missouri, I can't say it right now. I thought you were
Missouri?
implying that that state is full of, like, short men in
That's
suits.
also
I was like,
that's what I
that's
was
the whole
thinking as well.
population?
No, I've never actually been to that state before, but the entire arc where we renamed the state Misery because that's how it feels to live there, I was like, "Ooh, I've never been there."
No,
Sorry,
it was
guys.
just how locals pronounce it, Beth. They say misery. They don't say Missouri. That was
Of
anyway.
course not.
Anyway.
Anyway, you guys are exiting the cavern. Um, you've got actually, by the way, I don't know if you remember, but you guys all got kind of given a potion for varying needs. Um,
Well, I thought Rosier was given a potion for mysterious needs.
yeah,
I
and it
was also
also
given one.
and so is Anderson.
I got one too?
Yeah.
I
You
thought
don't
Ernest
remember what
got
he said
one.
to you when he did. You all got one.
Anderson has no physical recollection of getting a potion.
That's okay. I'm not gonna remind you what it's for, but it's in your pocket.
I go to Abel. I say, Abel, do you remember why I got this potion?
You didn't save the tag?
It's on the tag?
Yeah, take that out of your pocket and read the tag.
I read the tag.
It says for Atticus.
For Atticus. I give it to Atticus.
She looks at it and swirls it around and gives it back to you.
Drink it.
Right now?
I don't know. Maybe.
What does it do?
I
What
have
like
no idea.
she takes the cap off and starts chugging.
Oh, I don't think that's such a good idea, guys. I think maybe that was for a more opportune time.
I think this is a pretty opportune time. Is
Yeah,
it?
she finishes it and makes it grimaces a little bit, pats her torso, looks around. I don't really feel any different.
It's
Yeah.
probably a placebo.
Yeah. Should I go back and
Or
get
perhaps
another one?
you probably.
Can I go back and get another one back?
Yeah. It just gives you a really pissed off look as you go, "Oh, wait," and run back inside. Back inside, um, fucking what was it? Elfleberry? What did I name that guy?
Doesn't matter.
You do you
Huckleberry.
blast? Was it Huckleberry? I don't remember. You blast past Mystery Berry, and he goes, he goes, "Hey, wait a minute!" And back into the chamber where creation is just kind of like stacking a bunch of papers, and Calamity is just quietly knocking them back over and repeating, "We, it's not a good idea." And they both turn and they see you, and they're like, "What are you doing here?
Hi.
Hi,
I gave
you
Atticus the
okay?"
potion.
Calamity shakes his head, and creation just goes back to stacking his papers. And he says, "What? Why did you do that?
It
That
said,
was for when you got her soul back."
did you tell me that?
I said, "Give it to." Did I tell you that? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Ye
He shakes you a little bit. Did she drink it?
Yeah?
Oh no.
Wh- Why?
That potion was supposed to heal soul wounds.
Okay.
Did you get the other half of her soul back first?
No.
No, no. Maybe it'll still be okay.
Can I have a potion that undoes that potion?
Calamity blinks and then turns and looks at Creation. He's like, "Can I make that?" And Creation says, "No, we can't. You can't. I mean, you could break her. Let's just try and make another one, and maybe it'll work." And they step back into order, produce another potion for you, and then grab you at the same time. Both of their voices very clearly coming from Order's mouth. Do not let her drink this until after you put her soul back in her body. This is to help them fuse back together.
Noted.
Maybe it didn't maybe it didn't heal the broken one she has right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Anyway, thanks, guys, and I huff out.
Yeah, you just simply vanish and reappear next to everybody several seconds later.
Okay, we are all set there. Sorry about that.
Atticus looks at you like, "Hey, so did you find out what that did to me? Am I like okay?"
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Told you it was
And
a placebo.
It's healing juice.
what? They already healed me in there. Why'd they give you more?
Yeah, it's for when we get your soul back.
So,
Yeah,
so
I have
what
another
happens? Did
one.
I just? Oh, it'll work.
They're
Does it really matter?
they're pretty sure.
Okay, well, it's not going to be truly the end of the world if I don't get the other half back. I think, like, it'll be okay.
We're getting the other half back.
Yeah, I know, and that's a good plan, definitely. I just, I think it'll also be okay if I don't, maybe.
Okay. Let's is it what time is it? Who has a watch?
I look at my blank wrist and I go, it's like today.
That's so
Rosier,
strange. I have like major deja vu that you just did that and I don't know why.
Rosier
Well,
leans over and says, "It is currently 11:52 p.m.
That's late. That's bedtime.
It is very much past our bedtime. How are we sneaking back into heaven, by the way? I don't remember if I was part of that plan.
Front
I think
gate?
we could just like walk in, you know?
You don't think they're mad about um the rehabilitation center?
How would they know it was us?
How would they know it was us? Maybe it'll be fine.
It's gonna be fine.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
All
I
right. You guys, oh,
I go up to the front gate.
yeah, you guys approach the front gate. There's really nobody else out here. There's just the gate guard. And he looks up, squints at you guys, and says, "Welcome to heaven. Um, I'm so sorry you've died. Just step on through to the processing chamber. We'll get you processed and into the welcome center where one of our fine welcoming guys will make you feel so happy and welcome. You can even get some food. No need to tell me your names. I don't have time for questions. Please just step through the processing chamber. Thank you."
I look at Ernest. I'm like, I remember this, okay? They're gonna ask you some questions. Tell the truth.
Uh, are you like psychic now?
No, 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 Ernest, I've done this before.
You've been through the whole
The whole, yeah,
yeah shebang. Yeah.
yeah.
I thought you meant like you've seen me do this. I was freaked out, man. I was like, are
No,
you okay? All
just,
right. Yeah. No, I'll be honest.
yeah, that's good.
It's
Okay,
me,
yes.
Ernest, Honest Hawthorne. That's my middle name.
Yeah,
I thought wasn't it like fungus? I thought I heard someone say fungus.
Honest Fungus Hawthorne. That's
hostile
me.
Hawthorne.
I'm very hostile. And then he holds up his fist.
All right, maybe don't do that in there. All right, what?
Uh,
Just follow my lead, okay? And I go in.
Okay.
Okay. Atticus follows you. Rosier does as well. Abel, are you also going in? All right, Ernest, you're going in?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys all step inside. Um, Anderson, the room you were in is a little bit different from the last time, but there's still that big screen up on on the wall, and a little mascot this time pops up. He's just an eyeball with wings, and he says, "Welcome to heaven. Hi, I'm Evan, here to welcome you into heaven. We just have a couple of quick questions to make sure that you're more than welcome to enter our not so pearly gates. So please, let's start. What's your name?
Anderson Rivers.
Atticus
Er-
Rivers?
Abel Moore Ravenwood?
Ernest Hawthorne.
Rosier, and you get one big X. Ooh, it sounds like someone might have lied, but that's okay. Sometimes these questions can be confusing in the wake of your demise. No problem. Let's try another try. How did you die?
Giant. I followed the trail of a giant hand.
I'm I'm not sure.
You were grabbed by a giant hand.
Oh, I was grabbed by a giant hand to death.
Basically.
Rosier says, "I'm not dead."
Charity gone wrong.
What?
Listen, different time when I was alive.
Oh my god.
Assumedly, it was a different time when each of us were alive.
Jesus. Ernest, how'd you die?
Really quickly, Beth,
Mhm.
out of character. I had two different ideas for Ernest dying. Did I tell you one specifically?
Let me get double check our DMs. I don't
Because I
think
just want to make sure I stay canon here.
Gone wrong.
No, but if
Yeah,
you want to if you want to send me a message for both really fast, I can let you know if those will work. If that
Okay.
if that matters.
I mean, one of them was just because Ernest got fucking old past his
Oh.
years.
Well, I mean
But
that could also be true because he time traveled even though he was like traveling to other places. Time still passed for Ernest.
Why did I
that's what
think
I was
he was
thinking. And
like
the other
crushed
one,
to death under a comically large piano?
No, but he just
He
lied
would
about
be
his
in
name to you
character.
anyway. Like he also lied about his name, so maybe he just tells stories sometimes.
He lied about his
maybe.
name?
His
Well, yeah, he
middle
said he said it was honest.
fundamental misunderstanding.
I didn't give my middle name and Atticus didn't give her middle name.
Oh no, she was talking about earlier when we were
Yeah,
talking outside the gates.
Oh.
Yeah. Hold on, Beth. I'm gonna send you the other idea. Just let me know if it might work.
no problem. Fun fact: Atticus has a hyphenated last name now that she's married.
So you're saying that was my fault.
No, I'm just not anybody's fault at all. It's just a fun fact.
Is that why we got stopped?
Stopped? What?
Why we got blocked?
Blocked? No. This is just all part of the welcome procedure.
Sorry,
No,
fellas.
you're all good.
Dare you?
Yes.
Okay, because that's the one that I was kind of leaning towards.
Yeah, no, that one.
Okay, all right. I got killed. He leans in really close and he's like, frog.
What?
You weren't you. Hey, nosy.
I'm
I was
right
talking to
here.
her, him, them. What? You, yeah, I was killed by a frog. So what?
What kind of frog? And the screen goes ding, ding, ding. Thank you for your honesty. Honesty is truly the best policy here in heaven. We highly recommend that you follow all rules and procedures as you enter our welcoming gates. Now, our last question is just for fun. What's your worst fear?
See, this is what got me last time. But
That's
don't all
it's
chime in
bit
at
of a
once, guys.
that's a bit of a loaded question.
Wait, is it my like all-time worst fear or like my current worst fear
I
or
think
like what if it's like a fear I don't remember? Does that count?
I think go with your current worst fear.
Being erased by my other soul. Can someone else
Damn.
please say theirs?
My
Hold on, I'm trying to see if I sent you one.
my son hating me.
Damn. That's
Wait, why would your son hate you? Isn't he like what, like 7? How old are you?
2, 5, 7.
He's like 12 Atticus.
I that can he just be like getting into teenage years? All teenagers suck.
Yeah. Yeah, can someone else go, by the way?
I guess mine
Wait,
would be.
hang on. Kaya. Drama dog.
How'd that dog get into heaven?
How'd that dog it's the
Get
only
them
dog
outta
in heaven.
There's a
This
guy at the
isn't
gate
dog
going,
heaven.
all dogs are banned.
Yeah.
All dogs
Get her
are
out of
banned.
here.
There's like an alarm going off.
Oh, thank God we got that taken care of. Yeah, my biggest fear, after dogs in heaven, probably seeing my friends die.
Rosier says, I'm afraid I won't have anything left to live for after Abel dies, if Abel dies. But I'm also afraid of completing the mission I was given. Can you have 2?
Yeah, you can probably have 2. It's probably fine. Okay, Abel, why don't you round off this pity party?
So out of game, Beth asked me this question months and months ago. And the way I was asked and then promptly didn't respond for potentially another full month. And now I can't fucking find it. Hold on. We have some info here.
Beth, did you also send me that question?
I'll be honest, I don't remember. I didn't know I asked that of you guys. It makes sense because I figured at some point this would probably happen. But if you ever told me, I'm so sorry. I simply forgot.
Okay, good, because I'm trying to go through the messages and like I can't find anything.
Now, the important thing to note is none of you guys lied, correct?
That's
Correct.
Ernest,
Okay.
definitely true.
All right, I'm flying off the seat of my pants because I can't find it if I ever did respond. So,
We'll look
um,
after.
arranged marriage and dying young. So conquered one of those, I guess, kind of.
And that is Abel's worst fear.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. The screen takes an extra second to like process this, and then you get one giant green check mark, and it says, "Thank you for your honesty. We pinky promise this won't be used against you in times of future dishonesty. Pinky promise." And the doors swing open, and they say, "Welcome to heaven. Please go see our welcomeers at the Welcome Center to be shown around the city." And then it kind of glitches a little bit, and it says, "Ha ha ha ha! Have a great day."
We're not doing that, right? We don't have time to do that.
No,
No.
I think we should skip that.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to bed, everyone. We're going to bed.
Thank God. Also, like, I think that computer should get kicked out of heaven because it was definitely lying. I think it might use our fears against us in future times of dishonesty.
It feels like it's definitely
Yeah,
just going to do that.
it very much just really did not sound comforting at all either.
No.
Well, see, it can't actually pinky promise because that thing didn't have hands or a single pinky on it.
Oh my God.
I feel like that was what it was like trying to trick you with.
Damn.
I think you're
The
right.
Fucking
computer
Evan.
got me.
This thing says
Uh,
it's pinky promising, but I literally don't see pinkies or promises.
as you guys are here chuckling over this, this very tall woman just kind of glides out of a nearby building, holding a little yellow balloon, walks up to you all and says, "Hello and welcome to heaven." And then she pulls one of those little pop things that dump streamers all over you. And then she looks and she goes, "Abel, Rosier, what are you doing? Are you already showing these fine folks around? You weren't even on the schedule tonight."
Yeah, well, we were just in the area and we saw them come through, and I love showing people around, so I got it.
Oh,
Don't worry about it.
she hands you the balloon and she says, "Abel, I'm putting you up for most welcoming human of the month." And Rosier, you are not far behind him with that. Well, they don't do Angels of the Month, but I'm going to request that they do. Just for you. Rosier says, "Thank you so much, Anise. Thank you
Anus,
very much."
Anus, listen. It's been a real pleasure.
Atticus laughs like that out loud as soon as you say that. And the woman's face kind of cracks. Like for a second, she looks devastated. And then she puts a smile back on and she goes, "Dying sure is hard. Welcome to heaven." Turns around and leaves very quickly. Rosier leans over and says, I hate to be the bearer of such news, but Anise actually once told me that she was bullied growing up, and she was unfortunately called Anus. If this plan fails, I might request that you apologize to her. She is quite nice."
Beans.
Atticus says, "No, I'm sure it's fine. Like, let's just go."
I don't even know if I could pronounce it right.
Anise?
Anus? Anise? I'm sorry, Anise. I didn't know you had trauma.
Fine. I didn't know about your troll. Anyway, Rosier says, "What an evening," and then leans her head back and screams for a taxi.
Oh, stop doing that.
I'm sorry, but I just can't fly all of you home, and it's going to take a hot. I'm sorry, that's not what he'd say. It's going to take a good long while to get back to the apartment if we try to walk.
Yeah, I guess you could say it's going to take a hot minute, wouldn't you?
I would not say that.
No, that wouldn't be character for you.
No. And this equal size to Rosier green angel touches down. They've got nothing but a single giant eyeball on their face and two sets of wings. And they just kind of hold their arms out.
I grab their throbbing arm like a
Pardon?
their throbbing arm, their throbbing muscular
Oh,
arm.
stop it. I need you to not right now. You grab his normal arm, muscular, perhaps pulsating even.
What?
Normal, regular, pulsing, throbbing, pulsating, muscular, huge arm.
Why would that be better?
I don't know. I was like, think of a synonym quick, and I was like,
Okay, I grab his arm like a monkey bar. You
His
know,
arm grabs you back. Two little hands just grab your hands and interlock your fingers. You're kind of locked in now. Ernest, are you flying with Greenie or Rosier?
I'm gonna fly with Greenie.
Great. He scoops you up and
Whoa,
holds you like a toddler, like on the
oh,
hip.
this is oddly comforting.
He
I
pats your
haven't
back with his other arm.
I haven't felt like this in years. And
What?
he immediately falls asleep.
Yeah, he starts ascending very quickly. But for you, Ernest, it's very comfortable. It's like being held again. And you have a pleasant, restful flight back. And you're quite literally hanging on for dear life as you flap in the wind. Rosier grabs you, Abel, as he always does. Atticus says, "Thank God, I was not gonna fly on Mystery Jet," and latches onto his back like a backpack. And you enjoy a cozy, casual, easy flight back to Dandy's apartment, where you're all sort of dumped in a heap. It's well past midnight now. You're all exhausted, but you just have to climb. What was it? 43 flights of stairs.
Should
yeah.
be fine.
Yeah, except for Rosier and Abel, who just ascend.
Really quickly, we're going back to fucking where are we going?
Dandy's
Dandy's
apartment.
apartment.
Thank you. I kept wanting to say Atticus. So before Ernest goes to bed, he wants to make a quick stop at his boyfriend's window.
That is actually like directly across from like inside the apartment. Like you just have to like lean out their window and knock on his.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like before
Yeah,
he goes
okay.
to bed, he just wants to make a quick stop.
Got it. Okay, you guys get upstairs. And Henry is kind of pacing the floor and watching you all file in. And says, "Hey, so you guys haven't seen Dandy, have you?"
No.
No, no one. Atticus says,
No.
"No, nope,
Not recently.
no, I haven't seen her either.
Go the last time we saw her.
She's going to work.
I don't remember. She was going to the palace. She just never came back."
Well, how long ago was that? How long is a shift?
It can depend. It's usually over by now, though. It's the middle of the night. I'm sure it's fine. I'm gonna go look for her. You guys just stay here. And he runs down the stairs, locking the door behind him.
I don't. She probably got kidnapped by Abner.
I mean, if we're gonna be going there for Atticus, we can keep an eye out for her.
Well, yeah, we can't just leave her here. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I feel horrible saying this, but like, should we get a good night's sleep still?
Atticus is like curling up on the sofa, like, what are we gonna do?
The same thing we're gonna do tomorrow, which is probably break her out of prison, or he's probably gonna gotta have her tied up, hanging from the ceiling on a rope. Like, aha, here's my evil plan. I don't know.
I
It's not
mean,
going to be good. It's going to be
Dandy's
stupid.
Dandy's been through worse. I can say from experience she's been through worse. So we won't do much with foggy heads and sleepy eyes. So we
All
should
right.
probably get a good night's sleep.
I call Henry's bed and I run into Henry's room.
He might. All right. Well, dang it! I was gonna get that bed.
Rosier says, "Isn't it a king? I believe you could probably share."
I'm. Listen. I mean, I don't really know him that well. I don't want to share a bed with him.
You could roll him up in the blankets and then put him on the floor.
Perhaps if you divided the bed by exactly 50%, with a line or a pillow per se, you could share the bed while not actually sharing the bed.
Guys, this bed
Or
is
I could.
huge.
Or I could just take Dandy's bed.
Guys, this bed is gigantic.
We hear ya.
You gotta
Are you?
see this bed.
I go
He's
see that
trying.
bed.
He's a little scared. He's trying to entice somebody to come sleep in there with him.
How big is
Rosier follows you guys around, but he does eventually kind of tug at your shirt, Abel, and he says, may I speak with you privately, Abel?"
Sure.
And he leads you basically to as far end of the apartment as you can, like I guess the little kitchenette, without a refrigerator or stove or anything like that, just some cabinets and a fridge. He says, "Abel, I'm not supposed to tell anybody about the deal that I made with Warwick for this, but I can't keep it to myself anymore, and I really, really need your wisdom. You are the smartest person I've ever known, and I need to know if what I'm doing is a bad idea.
Sure.
I agreed to help Warwick dethrone Abner, and in return, I would be felled and banished to the time that you're all going. So I could be there with you, but he wants me to kill Abner,
I
and
mean,
I've never taken a life.
I'm not. Are we, is anyone even capable of doing that?
I don't know." He says, he pulls out the scrap of paper, and there's hands it to you. It's very neatly written instructions on where to find a specific knife in Abner's room or closet or office or whatever. Um, where and how to stab him, at what angle would be most proficient for his demise, how to make it quick, how to make it slow. Underlined that there is no other option, and then just a whole bunch of other ramblings about angels and taking over and what's for the good of heaven and all this. He It's been very worried and crinkled as he's apparently pored over it multitudes of times.
Well, I think that kinder beings have been killed for far less. And if this is something that you do, then the quickest option would probably be the best.
So you think I should kill him?
I don't think that he deserves to be in charge anymore, if that is any sort of comfort. I don't want to say yes, but I also don't think that saying no it aligns with my views on the situation.
And he nods and puts his head in his like wing hands, and he says, I agree. I think Abner's really, really lost everything. Had too much of himself. I don't think he's doing heaven any justice by being in charge, but I don't know if I can take his life for it. But if there's no other way, I don't know what to do. And I said yes.
Does it have to be just you? Like, do we think he would know if it was like me or Anderson or even Ernest?
No, he flips the note over and points out in a paragraph. He said the plan is he'd be there to bear witness, and when he steps into the role of the King of Heaven or whatever, he would fell me but ensure that I fall with you, and that was to be my solace in all of this. But if I don't do it, what if he banishes all of you and I have to stay here? I don't want to lose you. But more than anything, I don't want to lose myself either.
Back in my time on Earth, there I don't know how familiar you are with life on Earth, but when I was alive, there were places called churches, and we would go to them and talk to the leaders in these churches, and we would have the option to speak on our grievances and things that weighed on our hearts and minds. I don't see why that wouldn't still be a thing that is offered, and in my time, it was a great comfort to a lot of people to even just be able to talk to someone else about things like that. And I know that it won't remove the having done that, but it might help to deal with it.
To to talk to someone after it's over?
Yeah. And I'll be there. And you can talk to me. And if there are things that you feel you don't want to or can't talk to me about, there are plenty of people that you can talk to on Earth.
He nods his head slowly and looks at you. His eyes are miserable, but he smiles and he says, "Thank you, Abel.
Of course.
I trust you more than anything. I can do this. When we get Atticus, when we go to get Atticus, if you notice that I'm gone, don't say anything. I
Okay.
I don't want the others to know."
Of course.
He wraps you in a hug that engulfs you entirely, like a big blanket.
Well, I'm hugging that big blanket back.
Speaking of big blankets, can Ernest and Anderson be having a pillow fight?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
Ernest was like on the way to Dandy's room, and Anderson just fucking ambushes him.
yeah, comes out of the bathroom and just absolutely wallops you right into the closet. But in the closet are more pillows.
Oh, that's it, big boy, you're going down. And
Uh,
he grabs a pillow.
Anderson holds the pillow above his head and says, "On guard."
And then Ernest proceeds to actually knock his teeth out because Ernest is a fucking beefcake.
Ow, fuck, shit, dude.
Yeah, roll strength for me on how both of you on how pillow fighting, how good at pillow fighting you are.
Okay.
Okay, one sec.
Well, let me pull out a sheet.
Are we at 45 minutes?
44-21, Beth.
Damn, bad.
That's a fucking wizard.
That's a 45-minute wizard.
I start to get a little bit anxious and nervous, and I'm like, is it nearing an hour? Is it not quite an hour? We never start on time.
I failed.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, I got a hard success.
Okay. So Anderson, with all of his might and upper body strength mustered, hits you with like kitten farts. It's just like a dust on your skin. It's really showing off how like downy these pillows are. Quite nice. Anderson, Ernest must have got you with like the Slimberpedic or something, because it sends your head back. You, if not for like another pillow behind you, you may have gotten whiplash from how fast your neck cracks back after this pillow smacks you in the face.
Yeah, that'll teach you.
What?
You picked a fight with the wrong guy, fella.
How? Apparently. Jeez.
No, are you actually like? Are you good? That was really hard. I didn't.
Yeah.
His pillow. He like
Dude.
waves it around, and
Hey,
it's like
put that
not
thing down.
fucking. It's like not flimsy at all. Like it stays straight up.
I was
You
gonna.
take it out, it's just two cardboard boxes sewn together.
Oh my god. Ow.
Oh my god, that I gotta talk to Dandy and Henry when I see them again. They this is not safe.
No. Oh, I was just coming out to tell you too that Henry's bed is huge. So if you want to share it, we can.
I think after that, I have to make sure you don't have a concussion.
Yeah, I need you to keep an eye on me tonight, Ernest.
Yeah, I got you. I do have to step away for a moment. I gotta go make a window call really fast.
Oh, yeah, no
Uh,
problem. I go over to the bed, I put my head down, and I'm passed out.
no, I don't think uh, he'll be fine. He's just sleepy.
They really are twins.
Just the eepiest.
Hey everyone, it's Max here for a very quick, regularly scheduled ad break. What's up? Thanks for listening to another episode of A Little Slice of Heaven. I can say that after this one, I believe we have 3 left, so early June we will be officially wrapping up and getting back to business with Team Bouquet, which I'm very, very excited for. This is a reminder that we will no longer be moving forward with patreon.com/tincast. So for the final time, I just want to give a very special thank you to Mango, Amanda Krondar, Morgan Wolbrandt, Emily Laderna, Charlie Rose, Marco Malmstrom, and anyone who has supported the show through that channel. Thank you guys. I'm sure there will be opportunities in the future, other avenues, but for the time being, stepping away from Patreon is well, it's good. It's a good thing. It's a good thing for me. So that's how we'll do it. If you want to support the show, please tell a friend because that helps us out tremendously. And don't forget, every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can find us at youtube.com/@tinpodcast. And that is where we do premieres of these episodes. So for the first time, anyone gets to hear them. It's on YouTube first. And it's a really nice time. So there's that. Anyway, let's get back into the madness. Join us again next week. And until then, stay safe, drink lots of water, and have a great week.
Ernest, you go to the window and you do see what looks like a light on in the other apartment and a figure moving around.
Oh, sick. Yeah, I open up Dandy's window and I give the other window a good knock.
You hear like frantic tapping as bare feet hit the floor, and suddenly Germ is in your window. Is that what his name was?
John, it was John, but then Ernest started calling him Jan.
Oh,
That's right. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
yes.
Yep. Yep.
John, who sounds hopefully sounds like every man I've ever voiced, is waving at you frantically.
Jan, my good friend. Uh, is the window open, or is he just waving to me through a closed window still?
Yeah, he's actually waving at you through a closed window. And he starts talking, and then he looks at the window, and then he laughs and hits his head like, "What am I thinking?" And he opens the window, and he says, "Ernest, my good friend, I don't remember what I sound like. It's this now. How's it going?"
Jan, you sound great. I'm so happy to see you, Jam. Listen, man, how are how are things going with you? I know last time we talked, I gave you some pretty sound advice that definitely couldn't go wrong.
This uncomfortably large grin spreads across his face, and he
Mhm.
says, "I've taken you up on your wisdom, my friend,
Yeah?
and I
Wh-
must tell you, I finally feel happy."
You know, can you clarify just, I don't want any, vague uh, I don't want any vagueness, no secrets between us, Jam.
Oh,
Um,
I
did
have to
you
tell you,
kill did you kill somebody?
have I killed anybody? I've killed 137 people today, and not a single person actually died. It's incredible. Let me tell you what happened. I
Yeah,
went to the
please.
rehabilitation center and I told them that I really, really, really want to kill somebody. And they said, no problem. And they brought me down into extreme solitary refinement. And they let me live out my horrible fantasy in the hopes that maybe it would scare me away, because every attempt was like, not what I was going for, and every plan failed and I was always caught. And then I had to live out like 50 years in like virtual jail and then start over again. And I did it 137 times before they realized it wasn't working. And it only took about 8 actual hours. But man, I don't have any urge to rob people or kill people. I mean, I know how it's going to end. I have to go back to prison again. And I've seen, if you've seen one cell, you've seen 50, seen them
Yeah.
137 times. So,
Yep,
um,
don't I know it.
I
So,
just
I just want to say
oh no, sorry.
this in the span of a day, this man has experienced 6,850 years of life in prison.
he's got
7,000.
he's got a horrible foggy look inside, but he's beaming at you.
Not only did he experience 7,000 years, it took him 7,000 years of killing people to find peace of some kind.
He's looking at you expectantly, Ernest.
You know, Jan, I'm really happy that you got to live out your wildest fantasies. So you're saying you don't want to kill or rob
No,
anymore?
I mean it's just like with the robbing, you know,
Mhm.
I robbed all that I could rob and eventually it just brought me no more joy, no more peace. And that's where I'm at with murder because, you know, I mean, I never really wanted to actually go and like truly kill somebody because, whew, in heaven, that's kind of crazy. So I was just hoping maybe there was like, you know, like e-racing, like Sims. I thought maybe there was like, I could play like The Sims or something and just, you know, like remove the pool, like the pool thing. You ever played The Sims? No? You should really invest in The Sims. Anyway, I was just wondering if like the rehabilitation center had something like that. When I told them what I wanted to do, and they said, "Oh boy, do we!" And they sure did. But yeah, no, now I just need to find a new dream because I'm actually like chock full right now.
Chock full of chock full of dreams or lack of dreams?
Realized dreams. You know, I've truly
Oh,
realized my potential as a murderer, and I'm good on it. I get bored of things
yeah.
fast. It only took
7,000
137 to
years?
Yeah, Ernest is still like doing the math in his head. He's like, wow, he was in there for like 3 years, maybe four.
like at least
Um,
6 years.
Yeah, no, that's crazy, man. So you know, if you're looking for a new passion, I think I might have a good idea for you. And it's not murdering, it's not robbing. Um, you know, you know what you could do?
What's that?
You could make fake money. You ever thought about that?
Make fake money, hey?
You gotta, you know, if you make fake
What?
money, you're gonna crash the economy. And you know
His
what that's gonna
smile
do?
grows.
And you know, the economy in heaven definitely needs a bit of a downward spac, if you know what I'm saying. It's been up and up and up for too long.
Yeah, the stock in the food market. They need to crash.
The heaven Nasdaq has been on the up and up for too long. No, no,
Okay.
I'm messing with you. No, don't actually do
Don't
that. Don't.
he's like putting he's has a notebook print fake money. He's crossing
Yeah,
it
yeah.
out.
It's same vein, same vein.
Mhm.
This one, you know what you should do? You should paint. You should find a nice creative outlet. You know, painting, singing, anything but crime,
Well,
maybe?
I was an opera singer for 6 months.
While you were
Um
alive or here in heaven?
oh, while I was alive.
Oh, okay,
And it
okay.
just you know, doing things that you're supposed to do because you're supposed to be a good person. I get that. I understand. It's just it's boring. And
No,
that's
I
why when
get
I got to heaven, I thought I could release my inhibitions, but that just sent me to jail.
Does he do it, like, in an opera singing voice when he's Ernest is like, "Wow, that is a God, you're really good." No, I'm not saying do things for, you know, the sake of being good. I'm saying do things for you. 'Cause I think at this point you've realized that killing doesn't make you feel good, or maybe it did, but you're past that, and, you know, it's
I've
probably
grown.
you've grown, you've matured. And you know
Thank
what,
you.
Jem?
Mhm.
I
Jim?
think I said Jem.
Jim, he blushes. He goes, "Go on."
You know, you should do something for you. Make things. And I point around to his fucking bare ass empty apartment. Make paintings for your walls. You know, turn that wall into a green screen and make movies. Do something.
He he stares at you now, like his face is totally blank, and he says, "Wait, for for me?"
Yeah, for you. I mean, you. How long have you been in heaven now?
The years have blended together at this point. I feel like I've always been here in a way.
That's kind of sad. And that's a reason to do things for you because you wake up and you have something to look forward to every single day. You say, wow, I had a great idea for this drawing I want to do. I don't feel like killing or robbing today. That's amazing. Just, I think you've been in heaven for so long and you've had to follow these rules, loosely follow the rules with you, and he elbows him a little bit.
He blushes
Um,
some more.
but you should do something for you that you enjoy. And I know earlier I told you to kill, and that probably wasn't, my best moment. I had just gotten here. I was a little discombobulated, but
What? No, I had the best day of my life. I mean, it took multiple lifetimes to get there, but I genuinely do feel freer for having done
so
it.
so in a way you went on a journey and you discovered yourself, and now it's time to just do you, Jomb. Just be you. And you know what? Don't say this. And please don't take this to heart, but fuck everybody else. Just do you.
He stops you. He puts your hands on your chest and he says, just for 1 second, just stay right here in this moment." And he runs into another room and he runs back and he's got a camera and he
Okay.
steps back and he gets the perfect lineup and he takes a picture of you and it prints out. It's a little Polaroid and it's just
Mhm.
you standing with a little bit of a confused look on your face. The light hitting the back of your hairs, making your head look like you're the sun itself. Um, and there's like this intensity in your eyes as you're giving the speech to him that's reflected, and he stares at it and he said, "I'm gonna paint a picture of you."
And does he like show Ernest the
Yeah, yeah.
picture?
No, he does.
Okay.
He's hoping that he looks at you, looking at you with anticipation as he
Yeah.
says this too.
I mean, yeah, pain. This picture, he's like he sheds a tear, and he's like, when I was alive, I tried to do photography, but I was not very good at it. Um, and he's like, can I see your camera?
He hands
And
it
I,
to you.
and then as soon as Ernest like takes it, he accidentally drops it, looking
All right.
out the window.
Yeah, he drops and you hear about 10 seconds later it shatter against the ground, and
Yeah,
he looks at it and then he looks at you and he smiles and he goes, "You know what that means? That means it was fate.
it was.
You're the only thing I need." And he tacks your picture up on the wall and he says, "Tomorrow, I'm getting 100 canvases and I won't stop painting this picture until I'm the best painter heaven's ever seen. And
You
then
know
I'm going
what?
to keep painting and I'm going to share it with everybody. Because you know what, Ernest? If you've brought me one thing, it's one thing only.
Mhm. What,
You've
what would
not,
that be?
you make me feel like I'm my own person. You make me feel like I'm free. I've
That's
felt like I've been in a prison since I got here,
Well,
and even on Earth, even more so. But now, with just talking to you, are you God?
uh, I really hope not, because I'm doing. He looks around and he's like, I'm doing a really bad job. Um, but you know what? That is really sweet, and you know what? I think that's a great idea. You paint that picture. You paint whatever you want. If you want to paint me, you paint me, but just keep practicing. You don't even have to be great at it. You just keep doing it. And maybe I do want to be honest with you. I will be leaving heaven very soon, but if I can ever get back into heaven, you are the first person, um, s- second person I will come see, because I have to come to Dandy's apartment to see you, and I do want to see her, but I'll see you second.
His face kind of his face kind of drops a little bit, but he's still smiling, and he says, "No, I understand. You're a man on the move, and I really like that about you. Next time you come back, if you ever come back to heaven, look me up. Even second, third, that's okay. Doesn't matter to me, because I just want to see you again, and I'll show you how good of a painter I am."
You know what? I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm sure I'm sure we'll see each other again, because you know what? I think what you said earlier is true. This was fate. And also, sorry, he points down and he's like, sorry about your camera. That was, just a. I'm not very good at photography. I can't even hold a camera anymore.
That's okay. No, I never cared about taking pictures until just that moment just now, and I don't care. I don't need another one because he slaps his hand against the wall. He says, "I've found my muse."
Ernest blushes a little bit and he's like, you know what? That's honestly very, very sweet. And like I said, I'll make sure I come back to see you one day. And I'm looking forward to seeing your paintings. And if you'd be so kind, I would love to maybe buy one of your paintings off you. I don't really know how that works, but like
He
I would
looks
love to
shell
buy your
shocked.
painting.
I said, I will, I promise to print a bunch of fake money and actually break and then fix Heaven's economy so that when you come back, I can give you money to buy my painting from me.
I yeah, he's a little confused, but he's like, yeah, all right. No, that
he,
works.
he holds his arms out and he said, can I give you a hug goodbye?
I mean, we kind of like kissed on the cheek earlier, but yeah, like you could definitely give me a hug after
Yeah,
that.
gives you a very tender hug. He puts
Oh,
all of his feelings, he squeezes you very tight. He presses his head against your hair for a moment, and then he lets you go.
you know what, John? It was really nice to meet you, and you you've helped me. There's no ways that John has actually helped him, or else he's just saying this. You've
You
helped me
helped me. I'm lying.
you've helped me in so many ways today, John. Just you've opened my eyes, and I appreciate you as a person. And I hope I see you again one day.
He looks ready to cry as you clamber back through the window. He gives you one last wave, and then he takes off as well.
All right. He
You go
says through
back.
the window.
You just hear a quiet goodbye.
Ernest closes the window after that. He's like, all right, yeah, that got a little weird.
Atticus
Um,
is like peeking at you from the couch. She's like, "So, who? What? Why? Who? What was that?"
oh, you weren't here earlier for that, were you?
Not that
You,
I recall.
oh yeah, this guy was robbing banks, and then I told him, it was kind of a bit. Yeah, I don't think he perceived it as a bit. Told him to kill people, and apparently he spent like 7,000 years in VR killing people.
Gives
So,
you a
but
weird
he's
look.
but he's good now, and I told him to be creative for him, so he's gonna start painting. And you know what? That's Jamb. He's my good buddy.
Jamb.
I'm gonna make a mental note. Don't take offense to this.
Yeah.
To not befriend any of your friends. Why am I saying that like I'm fucking Jam?
Atticus is now Jamb.
Yeah. They
Jam
start
against.
fusing.
Oh no. Oh yeah, she gives you another look and she goes, all right, well night. Please make sure that window's locked, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you asked, so I told you, and it's locked. Don't after that weird goodbye, like I don't know if you heard that, but he was like goodbye, so I locked it.
I did
He's a
not
cool
hear
guy.
that.
Yeah, he freaks me out a little bit though. I'm not gonna lie.
Izzy, you said he just spent 7,000 years murdering people.
He's a good guy. He's just a little misunderstood. I don't know why he's in heaven, though. I'll be completely honest. I don't think that man belongs here. That must have been a clerical error. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to bed now because I'm fucking exhausted after that. I need to go to bed and think about what I've done today.
Yeah, today was a lot. Good
Yeah.
night, Ernest.
Good night, Atticus.
And you all go to bed. Rosie, I'm sorry, Abel. I'm gonna say at one point especially after Ernest left, Rosier like looks around, picks you up, and just drags you off to Danny's room, and they are taking up all of the bed. Ernest, do
All
you
right.
go and climb into bed with Anderson, or climb into bed with Rosier and Abel, or sleep somewhere else?
I'm gonna jump into that king size bed with Anderson. Also, I'm gonna like wake him up a little bit and just be like, "Hey, are you still alive?" Yeah, all right. That sounds good.
All right, and you all get definitely a good night's sleep. And that is where we'll end this episode. I thought we were gonna get way further. It turns out we just got to the go home